Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, to the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. Peace, blessings, and salutation to the elect of the nation of Israel. To you, I say Shalom. It's going to be a very quick video. Very quick, Lord willing.
All the black men who date women outside of their race, white women, Latino women, Asian women, Hispanic women, Indian women, all of the women's. Okay? I'm telling you something, and I hope I speak on behalf of all black women when I say this, okay? This might be the nicest thing a black woman has ever said to you, so I want you to listen up. Open your ears, okay, brother? Do you hear me, Jamal? Marcus, are you listening? Terrence, I need you to the front. Somebody go get Kevin. Please go get him. All right? You're free to go. You're free. You're released from the shackles of the melanin. You are welcome to go.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for admitting that we were your slaves.
To all the black men who date women outside of
I came across this video, just scrolling on YouTube, and this just show you the hate that the so-called black women have for you so-called black men. Okay, you Israelite men. You Israelites consist of you so-called Negroes, you so-called Latinos, you so-called Native Americans. Okay. But the so-called black woman, they really hate the so-called black man. They really hate, the Southern Kingdom, primarily Judah, right? That's the head tribe. Okay. These so-called black women, because they're not black. Nobody's black. Okay. These so-called black women, they really hate the so-called black man. And it's been like that for a very long time. And then, a lot of men are waking up to that fact. Somebody said, we don't care. Somebody said, the homies never asked for permission, man. She got spirits on her. She really got spirits on her. These women, they go on camera and post their foolishness on the internet for everybody to see. Somebody said, like I said before, the worst invention ever created for women was a camera phone. And men don't care. That's the thing about it. We don't care what these women are saying. We really don't care, because men know, the Israelite man know that they are the prize. They know that. Women knows that. Okay? Women know that. That's why they try to belittle, the so-called black man, because they have no respect for the so-called black man, or the so-called Latino man, or the so-called Native American man. Somebody said black men will go where they're appreciated. By Keisha. And these women of the other nations, they love the Israelite man. She said, this is the nicest thing. This might be the nicest thing a black woman will ever say to you. Because so-called black women are not nice. They're mean. And we know that. Somebody said, thank you. Here I come, snow bunnies. And the comments keep going on and on. Somebody said, who hurt you, or which race did he leave you for? A lot of these women, they're traumatized. They went through their trauma and they like to take it out on men, specifically the so-called black man. Okay. And the reason why Keisha is doing this or can do that is because Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the wicked, they are in rulership. They are in the power seat. Okay. Somebody said, I am white. I love some black women, Latinas. But the black women's brothers gave me trouble. Nobody don't care what the so-called black woman thinks. They're carnal. These women are carnal, man. Let me get a scripture. Deuteronomy 28, verse 56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which will not venture to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter. And that's been going on for a very long time. Okay, that's going on now. You know, that was going on during the siege. During 70 AD. You know, um, the Roman persecution, right? When you know, when the Romans seized Jerusalem, okay, 70 AD. But this been, the women used to be delicate. They're not, they're not delicate like that. Okay, their eyes are evil toward their husband, toward their son, their daughter. They're evil. These women are very, very wicked and evil. They're selfish. Okay. They're very wicked. Well, let's get that in Ecclesiasticus chapter 25. Ecclesiasticus chapter 25. Verse 17, the wickedness of a woman changeth her face and darkeneth her countenance like sackcloth. There you go. That's why these women, they have evil spirits on them. Because they're so wicked. Their countenance is darkened. Most of these women are witches and warlocks. Okay. They're into tarot card reading. Okay. Verse 19, all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. Right? These women are so wicked. They do so much wickedness, you know. They love being wicked. They love who's ever in power. It doesn't matter if the enemy's in power. The so-called black women, the so-called Latino women, they're going to flock to the nation that's in power. And right now, who's in power? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Okay. This is verse 24. The woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Sin entered into the world because of the woman. First and foremost, the woman. Right? You see that? It's because the woman. It says, this is Sirach, Ecclesiasticus 26, verse 25. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog, but she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord. Right? And these shameless women out here, man, they're so wicked. Just straight up shameless. Shall be counted as a dog. See that? You know? They going on social media. They put it on the internet for everybody to see their wickedness. You see? What if your job come across that video? See, they don't think. These women don't think, man. They're carnal. They don't deal logically. They're carnal beings. They're not leaders. Okay? They're followers. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshua made them to be carnal. They're carnal beings. That's why Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshua is dealing with the prophets, and they're all men, Israelite men, to be exact, from their from their tribes, perspective tribes. If I said that right, from their respective tribes. If I said that right, roughly paraphrasing, but from one of the tribes, from Judah on down to Issachar, you know. Okay. And the Israelite man can sleep with any woman, and guess what? The seed of that man, the child, is going to be an Israelite, because why? It's determined by the father. Your nationality is determined by the father. You see? The Israelite man can sleep with any nation. Child is going to be an Israelite. And women, they hate that. They're haters. They're full of snares and traps. Okay? That's why it's best to stay away from these wicked women. Hey, the scriptures give us give us instructions on how to deal with a woman. The scriptures put us on game on how to deal with women, and how to watch out for these women. They're carnal. They need proper leadership, but they don't want the proper leadership because to them it's boring. To them, they feel like they're restrained. You see? Because they're wicked. Men are wicked too, of course. But guess what? Who's more wickeder? Who's more wicked? The woman or the man? The woman. You see? Sirach 25, verse 19. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. So with that, all praises, glory, and honor be unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Kodash, Shalom.